Defensive midfielder, one of the most important yet demanding positions on the football pitch. And in today's episode of Parliament Debates, we compare two of the greatest defensive midfielders of this generation, N'Golo Kante and Casemiro. Representing Kante, I've got Adit, and Casemiro, I've got Vedant. So, hello and welcome to the Football Parliament podcast, and welcome back to Parliament Debates. As usual, the debate will have three rounds. The first round being where I give both the participants 3 minutes each to give their views on why their player is better than the opposition player. In round two, I will allow both the participants to ask each other two questions each. And finally, a very short round three in which they will give their closing arguments in no more than 30 seconds. So, without wasting any more time, I will start with Adit. Adit, your 3 minutes on why you think that N'Golo Kante is a better player than Casemiro starts now.
Hello, Palash. Thank you. So, N'Golo Kante, one of the nicest guys and one of the best midfielders in football right now. He has achieved a lot during his professional career. It is one World Cup, two Premier Leagues, one Champions League, one FA Cup, one Europa League, and one Super Cup. And that is his only country and club achievements. I'd like to speak about his individual achievements also. He was in the PFA Team of the Year Premier League 2015-16 and 16-17. He was in the ECM Team of the Year 2015-16 and 16-17. He was in the PFA Player of the Year season 2016-17. He was the Premier League Player of the Season 2016-17. He was FWA Footballer of the Year in season 2016-17. He was the French Player of the Year in 2017. He was a FIFA 5th Pro World Level in 2018. He was in the UEFA Team of the Year in 2018, and he was in the UEFA Europa League Squad of the Season in season 2018-19. And he was also named the UEFA Midfielder of the Season in the Champions League season 2021. Now to speak about his debut season of the Premier League, which he made with Leicester City. His P90 starts for a 9.8 tackles plus interceptions. A total interceptions of 156 and tackles one of 175. That is a quite impressive stat for a single player on his debut season. Now I have right here stats comparing the both players, 3-year stats. In season 2015 and 16, in season 16-17, Kante had 82 tackles succeeded while Casemiro only had 68. Kante had 82 interceptions while Casemiro had only 43. In season 2017-18, Kante had 124 tackles succeeded while Casemiro had 91. And Kante had 90 interceptions made while Casemiro only had 41. In 18-19, Kante had made 82 interceptions while Casemiro had only 36. Now, I like to speak about his influence in the 2018 World Cup. He had 14 tackles won plus 22 interceptions. Keep in mind, he had also won the World Cup that season. Now, Casemiro has played with the best of midfielders, Kroos and Modric, while Kante has played with players like Danny Drinkwater and Ross Barkley. Even during Madrid's repeat, Casemiro was never called the main man. Right? It was always Cristiano Ronaldo. And in depth, if we look at the midfielders list also, it was always Kroos or Modric. But it isn't said that about Kante. Kante has carried Chelsea to the Champions League win. Plus, he had also had 4 Champions League man of the matches back to back. Around the 16-second leg, both legs in semi-final, and the Champions League final also.
That will be it, Adit. I'm afraid that will be your 3 minutes, but I'm very impressed with the points that you've made, especially because you featured after like 2 or 3 months over here. So very good points. I think amazing stats. I have verified all of them. They are completely true. Nevertheless, over to Vedant. Vedant, you've got tough competition, but I'm sure you'll match it up. 3 minutes, Vedant. Start now.
Hi guys, Casemiro is the real tank in world football, and here's me proving it to you. A guy making his presence felt on the pitch by crashing into the opponent with his body, taking both the player and the ball. He's equally good. He's equally good technically with the ball, positioning, passing, technical awareness, shooting, and ball retention. He'll make tactical fouls, often leading the opposition's rhythm being blown away. Kante is known for his runs for the team, whereas Casemiro can do that and be the last line of defense. Since 2021 was Kante's Ballon d'Or worthy season, I can confidently say that Casemiro has been putting out the same performances for the last 3 to 4 seasons, but he doesn't get the recognition for his work mainly because of Ronaldo's star power and his 50 goals, which would hide his prime. Casemiro had the most tackles plus interceptions in La Liga last season. 16% of Real Madrid's interceptions were made by Casemiro. Offensively speaking, he was our second highest goal scorer last season. He has an overall XG, that is, I'm counting from 17-18 to the current season, till 2021. Casemiro has overall XG of 13.4 compared to Kante's 6.8. My source is FBref. You can check it out. Premier League fanboys talk about English game demanding intensity and physicality, but ask any football neutral, they'll hate Casemiro for the same reasons. Casemiro has been consistently performing for the last 5 to 6 years in football, whereas Kante has been inconsistent for a long period in 1920. He had some injuries and he was poor under Lampard. In and If you can see, there is this stat also which says that under Zidane, in both of his stints, Casemiro was the most used player. Then many people often call Kante as a wall in his own way, but Kante lets two players dribble past him per 90 compared to Casemiro's zero point 0.8. The stat is verified by FBref. You can go ahead and check it out. Going further, uh, let's go talking about the defensive contribution. Blocks for Kante 2.57, Casemiro 3.2. Again FBref. Clearances per 90, 1.5 for Kante, 3 for Casemiro. That is literally double clearances. Then, as I clearly spoke about players dribbling past Kante and past Casemiro, that's 1.8 and 0.08. Then ball recoveries per 90, Casemiro 17.35, whereas Kante has 14.2 ball ball recoveries per 90. Kante has only won 37% of his aerial duels, whereas Casemiro has won 60% of his aerial duels. And Adit clearly mentioned, and a point which I was going to speak about anyway, that Casemiro played with better teammates as compared to Kante, who sometimes, of course, I'll agree that he did carry Chelsea. But let me inform you that Madrid's worst losses, even with players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, Modric, Cruz in the team, came when Casemiro wasn't playing. When Casemiro wasn't playing, Madrid lost 7-3 to Atletico Madrid. Madrid lost 4-0 to Barcelona when Casemiro wasn't playing. And the same Madrid side with 10 men won at the new camp
And that'll
against
be it,
Barcelona.
Vedant. I'm afraid. Amazing points made by you, but that will be a 3 minutes. We've heard the opening statements, we've heard the initial 3 minutes from both the sides, very neck to neck so far. I think I'll all go down to the questions. So, yeah, without wasting any further time, let's start with round two. Starting with round two, I will first let Adit ask Vedant one question about Casemiro, his speech, or whatever. So, Adit, over to you.
So Vedant, as you clearly said in your speech, that Casemiro's last past 3 to 4 performances has been equally good as Kante's 2021 performances. So Vedant, let me ask you, when was the last time Casemiro had won a man of the match in the Champions League of round of 16 second leg, both the legs of semi-final and a man of the match in the Champions League final?
Noted. Vedant, your reply to this.
Well, yeah, so my answer to him is that in 2021 against Liverpool and I think against Atalanta, no, sorry, against Liverpool in the quarters, Casemiro earned MOTM performance. And Real Madrid versus PSG 2017-18, I think it was the quarters or somewhere there where he won the MOTM. And talking about your MOTMs, Casemiro and Kante in all competitions this season have the same amount of MOTMs. That is 5 each.
Yeah. Uh, can I say something?
All right,
Uh,
I'll allow that.
uh,
Go ahead.
First of all, Kante was injured in the first half of the season, and then he when he returned from the season, second half of the season, he was put in the team sheets in very big games. That is round of 16 against Atletico, and semi-final against Real Madrid, and final against Man City. And he managed to get in all the matches, man of the matches, without having a single GA. So
All right, Adit, I've
yeah,
noted your point. Vedant, over to you. You don't have to reply to that. We won't have so many counter questions. Vedant, your first question to Adit would be.
Sure. My question is, Adit spoke about Kante's accolades, but does he know the club was fed up of him and we're going to sell him in 2019-20? I mean, there were pretty strong rumors that Kante will be offloaded in 1920 season.
can I say? Yeah. So
Sure,
I
Adit,
like
your
to
reply
say
to
that
that.
I'd like to say that during the start of the season, Kante had faced a lot of criticism from a lot of people because that time he was being converted to a box-to-box midfielders to make way for Jorginho to become a uh, a defensive midfielder. But Kante's versatility and individual brilliance this season and the past season, in the latter half of the past season, he has proved that he can be a very good midfielder and allowing Jorginho also to become a world-class defensive midfielder. So here's that.
Well said,
Okay,
Adit.
Parash, I'll just rectify this
Sure.
with you. Is this true that
Yeah.
he was switched to box midfielder?
It is true that the major part of Kante's criticism was received because he was shifted from a defensive mid to a number 8.
When
Unless,
Maurizio Sarri was appointed as the manager,
Adit,
that
Adit,
was
Adit, Adit, enough. Okay. Adit, your second question to Kante. Oh, sorry, to Vedant.
yeah. Vedant had said that.
I mean, he did have two questions, right?
When did I have questions? This is my
No,
second question.
he just asked the one question about the last 3 to 4 seasons. And you also have just asked one question so far. It's the
Okay,
second question now.
okay,
Adit,
okay.
go
Sorry, my
ahead,
bad,
please.
my bad.
Yeah. So Vedant, you said with the Casemiro one that without Casemiro, Real Madrid had lost very big matches. That is against Atletico and all. But let me remind you that
Yes.
and you also said that he was very inconsistent in season 2018-19. Am I right?
Casemiro or Kante?
No, Kante.
Kante was inconsistent in 1920, and I stand
Yeah,
by it.
sorry. In 1920, right? Let me remind you that uh, first of all, Kante was injured, and when Kante was dropped from the squad, that is when he wasn't playing for Chelsea. Chelsea averaged 1.2 points per game, and as soon as Kante was introduced in the team, Chelsea started averaging 1.7 points. So, what do you think about it?
Okay, wait a second. He asked two questions in just one question. One was Casemiro playing with better players, and second was Kante. So which one am I supposed to answer first?
Answer both
I
of
never
them.
asked the question. Excuse me, I didn't ask the
No
question.
worries, no worries.
Kante
Vedant,
played.
you can consider his second question that Kante's improvement on the points per game, and you can just give your answer to that.
Never mind, I'll answer both. First of all, Casemiro, Madrid with Casemiro. Casemiro's debut season was 13-14. So Madrid with Casemiro defeated Atletico in 2014 Champions League final. Madrid without Casemiro, I mean, he went on loan. So they didn't win anything in 14-15. Then Madrid with Casemiro again won the Champions League in 15-16. He was made a regular starter under Zidane. Madrid with Casemiro won historic double first time in 50 odd years in 16-17 season. So I think I've spoken about Casemiro enough. Him playing with greater players is just a,
Yeah.
should I say, a myth or something like that. Secondly, going to Kante, first of all, yes, he did have injuries. You're right about that. I think it was the hamstring injury which kept him out for at least 100 days or something in 1920. But what I mean is, after his injury was over, talking about a certain period here, from July 2019 till I guess somewhere in 2020 mid or somewhere like there. I don't exactly remember the tenure. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
So Kante was really very inconsistent in that period. He missed 12 to 13 important games also.
So so like I clearly said, without Kante, the team averaged 1.2 points, and with Kante, they averaged 1.7. So you can clearly see here how Kante had a very big influence on the Chelsea team. So, yeah.
You are right about the influence, but that also depends on the opposition they
All
faced
right,
with
all right, all
Kante
right.
and
I
without
will, I
Kante.
will not further entertain any counter questions. Right, Vedant, your final question to Adit, which will wrap up round two as well.
I'm sorry, was this the last question if we asked?
No, no, no. It was my last question. The Kante's tenure when he was out and wasn't playing much.
All right
This
then.
is-
Fair enough, fair enough. We are then done with round two as well. Very intriguing questions, very sensible answers from the two of you. Now, very short 30 seconds in round three. I want you all to summarize your debates, summarize both the rounds, uh, probably add some points that you missed in the initial round, and all in all, your closing statements. 30 seconds, starting with Adit. Your time starts now.
Yeah, I'll just speak about when Kante last season faced head-to-head Casemiro. That's Kante versus Madrid. He had 100 aerial duels won. He had 45 touches, 4 penalty entries, 4 interceptions, 4 chances created, which were the most chances created in both the legs. 4 duels won and 4 key passes. And I'll also say about when Casemiro was there last season for the Real Madrid side, but they still didn't win any trophy last season. So I'll wrap up
They
with
came
that.
pretty
All right.
close to La Liga and Champions League
Vedant,
semi-finals. I think that's pretty much so.
you are not allowed to speak out of turn. It is a
Okay,
systematic
fine.
round system.
Yeah.
All right then, Adit, we've heard your closing statements. Vedant, round three, 30 seconds. Start now.
Casemiro is a better clutch player and a big game player, and I'll prove it here. 11 of his 14 goal plus assists came in when his team was drawing or losing last season. And these assists came in the Champions League and in La Liga against Atletico Madrid, Borussia Mönchengladbach, etc. And let me also tell you that Casemiro yes, Real Madrid didn't win much last season, but Casemiro had really great performances. You can check out his ratings, his MOTMs, etc. He was probably, apart from Benzema, the best player in the squad in 1920 and 2021.
All right, Vedant, that was your 30 seconds in round three as well. Right then, what an intriguing debate this was. Three very intriguing rounds. Surely amazing question answers, amazing points from both sides. This has gone right down to the wire. And I'm certainly having a big headache right now deciding the winner. But like every debate, there must be one. And for this one, I think
Ready?
took me some time. It took me some time, I won't lie, which is probably why you saw a kind of a disturbance in your video. Ultimately, after biting my nails, after thinking a lot, I think that the deserving winner of this debate has to be, okay, I won't say there's a deserving or a clear-cut winner, but of a very, very fine margin, a point blank margin. I think I will give this debate to Adit over here for some of the great points that he's made. But I think it doesn't really matter because I could have very easily given it to Vedant as well. We don't really follow the systems of draws over here at the parliament debates. If we did, this was surely a draw. I think Adit just edges it. So, Adit, congratulations on your return
Thank
to
you.
the podcast. I'm hoping to see you for more episodes here as well. Vedant,
I'll
very
try.
well fought, very well fought. And yes, that is it for today's episode. That is today's debate. Let us know about your winner and your thoughts on Kante versus Casemiro in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the Football Parliament podcast. Thank you for listening to the end. And for more top quality football content, keep listening to the Football Parliament podcast. Parash Modi signing off.